I was gonna take a break from talking about TYT and politics. I really was. But then TYT released a string of videos and they just went extra retard on this, talking about Candace Owens' Hitler comments come back to haunt her in front of Congress. Well, if you actually watch the thing, if they show you the part where it's talking about Hitler and the part where she responds, then you will know what really happened. If, they don't show the part where she responds, then obviously I'm going to show it. Because what really happened is this made that Asian representative, it made the guy Natter, whatever, the guy who moderates all of this, and it made Democrats, and it's making TYT, the fact that they think it's haunting her, is making everyone look fucking retarded. It's biting y'all and the Democrats. It's biting the Democrats. It's biting TYT. It's biting everyone who's trying to attack her with it at this point. It's biting, especially this part. It's biting them in the butt. It's haunting them. Come on. Even the Asian dude, the one that brought it up after her response, he just kind of sat there like, I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. That's basically what he was doing. You see it in his face. And I will show you all of this.
The House Judiciary Committee had a hearing on online hate, and one of the people who testified as a witness was Candace Owens, who minimized the importance of this entire hearing. Sure. And I'll give you an example of why that happened. Take a look. The media and the journal.
Sure, online hate against the left that get pandered and protected, and people who don't even say anything wrong get banned because they have different views, but people on the left can be hateful all they want, and there's a hate problem on the right. Got it.
And the left not interested in telling the truth about me because I don't fit the stereotype.
Exactly. They're not interested in everything Candace Owens is saying right here. TYT is about to prove. Okay? Everything she says. Listen to what she says, because TYT is about to prove it.
Of what they like to see in black people. I'm a Democrat. I support the President of the United States, and I advocate for things that are actually affecting the black community. There isn't a single adult today that in good conscience would make the argument that America is a more racist or a more white nationalist society than it was when my grandfather was growing up. And yet we're hearing these terms sent around today because what they want to say is that brown people need to be scared, which seems to be the narrative that we hear every 4 years right ahead of a presidential election. Let me be clear. The hearing today is not about white nationalism or hate crimes. It's about fear-mongering, power, and control. It's a preview of a Democrat 2020 election strategy, same as the Democrat 2016 election strategy.
So I would like to share some statistics with you. We've shared it in a previous video, but...
Okay, yeah. Share these statistics. I've seen this part.
This is from the Anti-Defamation League. The extremist-related murder...
Yeah, the Anti-Defamation League. And what's the other one they use? Oh, yeah, the Southern Poverty Law Center. Those organizations that are clear left-wing biased, that have clear left-wing terrorists that they don't include into their list, clear left-wing terrorist murders that they don't include in their list, and clearly non-right-wing murders and clearly non-right-wing terrorist actions that they do include in the list. And I'm also pretty sure they put Muslim terrorism and Muslim actions as right-wing with conservatives, even though they aren't conservatives. You just lump them in as right-wing so that you can use it to attack conservatives and Republicans, even though they far are not. I'll bet you also put Nazis in there as right-wing, even though they are more left-wing. But let's see.
In 2018, we're just looking at 2018, last year alone.
Okay, let's look at 2018. When this first came out, I remember you said all terrorist actions were right-wing. I remember that. A lot of people remember that. And I just laughed at it because it was clear BS clear. Like, there's no way all right-wing terrorism. Like, I don't understand how anyone believed that. And then y'all changed it to all terrorist murders, all murders from terrorists. Well, then y'all said that was all right-wing. Okay? Well, that was also clear BS. And then it showed because y'all changed it again when y'all brought up these statistics. Y'all said all right-wing murders in America were right-wing. Okay? I still laughed at it because it is still BS, and y'all reeled back twice already. Now watch, they're gonna reel this back again. They went from all right-wing, all terrorists was right-wing, to all murders were right-wing, to all the murders in America were right-wing, and now they're just gonna say most are right-wing. Watch.
We're overwhelmingly linked to right-wing extremists. White supremacists were responsible for the great majority of the killings. I'm not talking about, discrimination. I'm talking about murders, okay?
Yeah, murders. Okay, y'all changed it, and now it's the great majority. Now, what are you gonna do about it? You're creating. You don't want to believe it, but you're creating most of the terrorists that are right-wing. Because, guess what, dumbass? Extremism breeds extremism. That's what I've been saying this for a long time. And I'm sure, and there's other people who say this. Y'all aren't catching on, though. Y'all are going super extreme left, and then the left's going to super extreme left, and then they're attacking, and they're banning people for doing nothing, and they're doing all this other stuff, and then, oh, what a shocker. Oh, what a shocker. People are fighting back, and y'all created your own terrorists. You want to know? You want to get rid of a lot of these terrorists? Get back to being, fighting for actual freedom.
Majority of the killings, which is typically the case.
No. White supremacists were not responsible for the great majority of the killings. Because, well, white supremacists really aren't even a huge part of America. In fact, they are a huge minority in America. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's more Muslim extremists than there are white extremists, and there's more white people. So what does that say? At the very least, the Muslim extremists, their extremism percentage is greater than their population percentage, while whites, it's much, much, much less.
At least 39 of the 50 killings, or 78%, were committed by white supremacists.
39 of the 50 killings were committed by white supremacists. Okay. Bullshit. Because, once again, there's killings that y'all label as white supremacist killings when they aren't, and then there's clear left-wing extremist killings that y'all don't include in this list. So until y'all do the list correctly, I ain't gonna trust any of the statistics y'all provide. Because they're not real.
So, Candace Owens can pretend as if this is fear-mongering all she wants, but this is a legitimate issue,
It is fear-mongering. It is fear-mongering. And like I said, y'all are creating some of these extremists because y'all are going that far extreme yourselves. And extremism breeds extremism. It's not justifying what they're doing, but it's the truth. It's the facts. Okay? If y'all weren't so extreme, there wouldn't be this many killings. Y'all are putting this on yourselves. Extremism breeds extremism. Cooperation breeds cooperation. Don't be a left-wing nut job, and then we'll have less right-wing nut jobs. And I gotta tell this to right-wing nut jobs too. Don't be a nut job, and we'll have less left-wing nut jobs.
It's interesting because she keeps presenting herself as this, I'm a Republican and I identify as a Republican and I'm being targeted because no, but you didn't identify as a Republican even during the last election. During the last election, based on your own blog posts, which you've scrubbed from the internet, you were against Donald Trump, you were against the Republican Party. There was something about...
What? You, in a blog post you did then, you were against the president, but now you're not? Oh my gosh, people aren't allowed to change?
About how much you hated the Tea Party, back in the day, and how you couldn't wait for them to no longer be around. And I'm, definitely using euphemisms here because some of the stuff was hideous. But nonetheless,
But it wasn't getting any hits. No. She wasn't getting the hits that she wanted on her Tumblr page. Ergo, just become a right-winger, which is what...
Really? It's all about hits? You want to get hits, you become a left-wing nutjob like y'all. Doesn't matter what your political beliefs are. You'll get... In fact, being a right-winger, you get less hits because guess what? You get silenced. Okay? Left-wing people, you be left-wing... You want a hit? If she wanted attention and to be hits, she should have just become like a trans gay Muslim she's already a black lady, so if she becomes trans, she becomes like non-binary or pansexual and Muslim, she would have like all of the attention in the world. This ain't about hits. It's about, evolving your opinion based on learning new information. People are allowed to change, dumbass. Or are we going to say Trank? He doesn't really care about these liberal things. It's just all about the hits because he used to be a Republican. Oh, he doesn't care about progressives. He used to be a Republican, so he doesn't care. It's all about the hits. Can we say that? Because that's what you're saying. You're going full retard.
Hi, ladies. We need to plan it out. When this whole, Young Turks thing doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
Really? Really? It's all about the hits? Okay, in case these Young Turks thing don't go anywhere, you're really fucking afraid of Young Turks. Y'all are a huge corporation that gets lots of fucking money. Okay? Don't act like you're whatever.
Scared.
I'm not interested in that. I could have done that already.
I'm going way blonde. And, Candace Owens, look out. Because I'm a woman who hates women.
And it's not about hits. It's about money. So the check apparently clears every single...
Now it's about money? Okay. This is another bullshit stuff that you like to talk about. I didn't get to this part, but y'all like to talk about, oh, no one actually has a mind of your own. If you give money, that means you're being controlled by that person. You can't think for yourselves. It's not like people pay people. Here's the thing. You just can't come to realize that maybe people give money to them because they agree with them and they're not controlling them. Maybe? I mean, do all the people that are giving you money, do they control your life? Or are they saying you must think this way or else? Or do they pay you because y'all agree? Is AOC suddenly a puppet? Are y'all a puppet? Y'all get money from a big corporation? Are y'all a puppet? No. Oh, it's only people on the right. That's right. It's only people you disagree with who are puppets. That's right. Yes. Not everyone is a fucking evil dude. This is your problem. Everyone you disagree with is evil. Everyone you disagree with, oh, it's all about the hits. Everyone you disagree with, oh, it's all about the money. Like, you never realize, you can never sit down and think, maybe they're a good person and they just disagree with me.
Time, Turning Point USA gives Candace Owens, her pay for saying the nonsense that she's saying during this hearing. There's more.
But okay, I can just go quickly.
What issue? I would love for Candace Owens to expound on what issues that she is tackling that involve the black community. Like what? What are you doing?
Well, why don't you go ask her? Why don't you go ask her instead of just sitting there behind your computer? You have the resources and the money. I'm in poverty. Okay, and the best I can do is comment on your videos. But y'all will never respond to me. Y'all don't want me. Because y'all know I will destroy y'all. So I'm stuck here. The only way I'm stuck here commenting on your videos and make my own videos. You can just go ask her.
Oh my God, you don't even know, Francesca. Like, the media never wants to talk about my Blexit strategy and how I'm convincing black people that Republicans are going to look out for that strategy.
They all hate me. So she presents the victim narrative, and also they have. Turning Point only has 5 talking points, basically, and she doesn't veer far from that. And
4 of them are, we have a black woman.
Yes.
And the 5th is...
And we'll see some of those talking points in a second.
Yeah.
So, you're using talking points, basically saying she has talking points by using talking points. Bravo. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I am back, and... Well, everyone, basically, I like how they go, well, what has Candace Owens done? And they go, oh, what about my Brexit strategy? Trying to get blacks to leave the Democrats who aren't doing any help for us to Republicans who are actually doing more to help us with their policies. Yeah. Like, that's nothing.
Basically, and she doesn't veer far from that. And
4 of them are, we have a black woman.
Yes.
And the 5th is...
And we'll see some of those talking points in a second.
Yeah, definitely. So she goes on this long diatribe about how there aren't, issues with white supremacy in America. And Representative Ted Lieu, a wonderful Democratic representative who does speak truth quite often.
Truth in quotation marks. No, he doesn't. He's like y'all. Y'all lie, and y'all take things out of context, and y'all clip things short.
Decided to call her out, and take a look at what he did.
In congressional hearings, the minority party gets to select its own witnesses. And of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. He was a National Socialist. But if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
Outside of Germany.
He just had too big of dreams. I always say about Hitler...
Yeah, y'all aren't going to talk about her response at all. I'm going to stop this for a minute. I'm going to get to her response. This is a nice little video that demonstrates what actually happened. Because of course they like this man. He cut that clip short to show of Candace Owens, and TYT cut the clip of the meeting short, to smear Candace Owens. They both did the exact same thing. Let's show it.
They're selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist. But if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
All right, so my first question is to Ms. Hershinoff. Ms. Owens said, quote, if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. So when people try to legitimize Adolf Hitler, does that feed into white nationalist ideology?
There you go. See, he did not let Candace Owens respond at all. He didn't call on her. He didn't ask her any questions. He just asked everyone else.
Thank you, and I yield back.
And then, thankfully, this Republican...
Gentleman from North Dakota, Mr. Armstrong.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I would yield my time to Mr. Reschenthaler from Pennsylvania.
Thank you. Ms. Owens, I'm sorry. We just started recording. Would you like time to respond to that?
Yes, I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said.
No, it's not. Alright? It's not. Democrats don't listen. They take you out of context and they change what you said. He just did that right here. Look. You want to hear it again?
Witness may continue. It is not proper to
pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented...
Like time to respond to that?
Yes, I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
All looking stupid and defending it.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure that I was there. I'm deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me.
Thanks, Mrs. Owens, and I yield the...
This is what I mean. He's looking at there. He's like, damn, I fucked up. Damn, I fucked up. Look at that face. He's like, damn, I fucked up. Damn, I fucked up. Because he knows he did. He knows. Democrats know that they're wrong.
Enter my time.
That's why they don't show this part. This YouTube, the Daily Caller News Foundation, thank you, because y'all showed the full thing. Just like I said, they cut it up short. They didn't let her respond. He cut the clip of her talking short and didn't let her respond. They didn't show her response, but she finally did respond on Republican time. This is all. This is why you like him, because he didn't let her respond. You can't have a debate. You don't.
outside of Germany.
He just had too big of dreams. I always say about Hitler, he was just too big of a dreamer.
As you saw in the clip before, wrong. That's not at all what she said.
If there was one thing about Adolf Hitler, big dreams.
I mean, that's a problem with our
Big
education system. We don't narrate him as a globalist.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah.
Well,
I love you, Ted Lieu. That is great.
That was amazing.
Hey. Isn't he a socialist? No, he's not a socialist. That doesn't count. So, what's your problem here? Y'all talk about how he's not really a socialist, and the Nationalist Socialist Party. Yet, because it has nationalist in the title, this is... God damn, y'all are huge hypocrites. He's not socialist, even though it's a National Socialist Party, and he pushed for socialist policies and everything, but he's not a socialist. Oh, he is a nationalist. It said he's a nationalist. Really? Really, TYT fucking retards?
Amazing. He does a great job. And she does get heated about this. And so here...
He does a great job. He does a great job of what? Nothing. He reveals part of a clip taken out of context, and then as soon as he responds, he sits there like, oh crap, I fucked up. I can't respond to this because she's 100% right. She's 100% right, and she just exposed me. And it sounds like you're actually gonna have now this. Are you really gonna show what she said? Response?
she is trying to explain her ridiculous statements about Adolf.
Ridiculous statements about Adolf Hitler. Really? Alright.
Hitler and his big dreams.
He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that Hitler or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut up similar to what they do to Donald Trump.
So, Matha.
So, they purposely wanted to do a cutoff. Exactly like what y'all did. Why did y'all just do a clip right there? There was no point in just clipping that. I don't understand. Why didn't you show her full response? It wasn't long. I showed it. It wasn't hard. I showed it. Why don't you show the full response? Y'all just clipped it short again. Thanks for proving the point. Dumbasses. Why are you looking so stressed and dumb?
Did a nationalist kill his own people?
Similar.
What does socialists kill their own people? Wasn't the United States of Soviet Russia socialist? Wasn't the National Socialist Party socialist? Wasn't Cuba socialist? Wasn't Venezuela socialist? Why don't those count? Oh, because reasons, right? They weren't true socialism. They're not your socialism. They're not this socialism. Oh, but Hitler, he represents all nationalists. But none of those people that is socialism represents any form of socialism. It'll work this time. All the other times it failed, but it will work this time.
To Donald Trump, that was just...
That was amazing.
He did with Donald Trump? Yes, just like you do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Talking about how MS-13 are animals. And then y'all clip it, and then y'all go and talk about how Trump said Mexicans are animals. No, he said MS-13. Mwah. Mwah. Just like y'all do with Donald Trump. Mwah. You want to keep being retarded? You want to keep denying it? You just did it right here.
He's a raging psychopathic killer who everyone got wrong, just like Donald Trump.
Did you just call Donald Trump a raging psychopathic killer? What the fuck is wrong with you? Just because people disagree with you doesn't mean they're a raging psychopathic fucking killer. In fact, Hitler is more like Democrats, if you want to make any kind of comparison. He banned guns. Yes, he was globalist. He wanted to take over the world. He didn't like Jews, just like, well, Democrats. He despised the 1%. He had a socialist tax program. He was a socialist. He had socialist programs. He had public health care, public growth, public benefits, universal health care. Yet, all this, which party does that sound like?
He just gave nationalism a bad name, and actually not a bad name because he's a globalist, so I just rewrote history to fit my own.
Kind of like how you rewrite history? Isn't he a socialist? But you don't want to address him. Wasn't the USSR socialist? Wasn't Cuba socialist? Wasn't Venezuela socialist? Oh, but they weren't real socialism. You're rewriting history. It's not rewriting history. He's the Nationalist Socialist Party, but he didn't really act like a nationalist. Kind of like you progressives, in quotation marks, don't act progressive. Y'all are regressives. And liberals nowadays don't act like liberals. And feminists don't act like feminists. Feminists don't act like they want equality. Feminists act like they want more rights.
Narrative of the way that I want to live in this world, which is to get the paychecks.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That was devastatingly stupid.
Yeah.
TYT really goes downhill without change. And that's sad. Okay? It's bad enough with change. And it goes off the rails without him.
And she's part of this hearing, which,
as he pointed out, which was great, that the minority segment of the committee got to select their own. Hear who they selected. It was Candace Owens and Mort Klein.
yes,
Very clearly.
I really just feel like we need a lot of Palo Santo. Like, not all the Palo Santo in the world is going to cleanse the halls of Congress after Candace Owens sits there. And just all kinds of folks. You have, like, big pharma reps sitting there talking about how they make $18 million a year. Just, where is, like, the saging of when do we get to sage it all down or just hose it? Bleach, really.
I mean, 2020. But that's a good time to do it.
2020.
This is falling all downhill. They're talking about how because Candace Owens disagrees with them, she's automatically evil. I'm done. I'm moving on to the next dumbass video that they did today. So they did quite a few.